Welcome to the first episode of the Made in the USA show, where we go over everything made in the USA. I'm Chris, and we're just going to get into it, all right? So, we just had the Masters, yes sir, and I just wanted to go over some of the merch here, not in depth. We know the hats, kind of crazy. Maybe we got a little bit of, a little bit of style here, but overall the response was tragic. But I just had to point out, now driving. All right. Further, let's go into some real Made in USA with Michael here, who has been making a golf glove fully made in the USA. Now, y'all might know how I feel about the term Made in USA because it can be a little deceptive. Some companies don't use it because they don't like it or don't want to fall and getting sued by others. And then some people use and abuse it just to get a higher price tag. Now, for Michael, he's pretty straightforward on where his goods are made. So we got everything. Cotton elastic, made in USA. Velcro, made in USA. Everything sourced, made in USA for a golf glove. Now, here is the catch. I asked him how hard was sourcing all that. Almost impossible. 3+ years, lots of money. Now, 3+ years for a golf glove, when you could instead go onto Alibaba, you could get a golf glove and the time it takes for them to grab their sample and ship it to you, which is a few weeks or a week. And that's the trade-off here. When you do Made in the USA, you're choosing to do hard things. You're choosing the long route to invest into the US economy. And finding all these materials is going to be way more difficult than doing Alibaba, because in China or wherever you're getting your source from, a lot of times their infrastructure is just set up to basically get whatever you want in material wise. You need cotton twill, you need cotton canvas, duck cotton, a lot of the stuff that I need for my hats that I'm making. I need all those different materials. I need plastics, metals. I can just go straight to China, they'll figure it out. Here in the USA, your companies don't communicate with each other. They don't know where everything's coming from. So you gotta talk to 100 companies, try out their different cotton materials, try out their different elastics. And it's just a lot of processing you have to do. So it's very hard. Shout out to Michael for going through, and I look forward to seeing the summer release. Another product he's working on, branding as American Pace still, Michael, is the quarter zip that we've all been told not to wear, but I don't know who's going to listen to that fashion advice. So 250 years, a navy and a cream one. These things look super sick. I think I'm going to pick one up. Not sure when it's coming out, but once again, made from American grown cotton, made in USA. Yes, it does look fantastic. So, speaking of cotton, we're going on to General Ken Paxton, the Texas attorney, starting an investigation into Lulu's activewear, and if it contains forever chemicals. And this is just a huge conversation, and a lot of the Made in the USA crowd is that we are prioritizing natural fabrics, natural fibers. And so if you're doing something with polyester, if you're doing something with nylon, like, those are not natural. And it's just, to me, the science says that it's bad. Like, don't wear plastic on your nuts, and then you can't have babies, and don't wear leggings because it's going to mess up your cycle, so on and so forth. And I think the science is, good enough for me, but if you're not that convinced, which, whatever, just the fact that you're wearing plastic, it's kind of crazy. You're wearing plastic, my guy. And so plastic is made from oils, and this is pretty much all I'm going to say about this, is that, is there forever chemicals in activewear? Of course. It's literally made from oil. Look at Rory. He's saying it too. And speaking of Rory, I know we all like to know, is Rory a U.S. citizen? No. But he won the Masters, so, Alright. Moving on. Ah, man. Just note, I'm not going to make this too serious. I'm trying to have a little fun with it, because if I don't have fun with it, then I'm not going to do it. So we got Derek, my guy, who's also Dye Workwear, which I don't know. I got called out by him because I quoted him and he said, let's go to the original tweet. Where's the original one? He said, dreading the annual men shouldn't wear shorts spring discourse. And I mean, wearing shorts as a man, who cares? But he said, we're getting all these men shouldn't wear this, men do this, men do this. And I said, men shouldn't wear backpacks because they should carry a bag and be a man, level up your testosterone. And I got quote tweeted by him, got ratioed to hell, 200,000 views on it. And look at mine, 6,000 views on, oh no. Go to this, 230,000 views, 8 likes. Crazy. Yeah, did I get destroyed? Maybe, but also, who cares? But men shouldn't wear backpacks. And he gave me this long whole thing, and it basically said, style is relative to whatever you're inspired by, to whatever you want to do. And I said, fine. If you're a man, you can wear a backpack if you're a soldier. Or if you're carrying your luggage for your family, you got 5 other duffels in your hand, walking around, and you got a backpack on, respect, my brother. If you're a child, you got a backpack on, cool, my brother. If you're going to high school, I mean, I don't know if backpacks are cool in your high school, but during my day, the cool guys just, wore a carried a textbook. They carried their binder, they carried a pencil. Maybe they all ended up failing out. I don't know. I wasn't one of those guys. Anyways. I wanted to go back. Why am I all about this backpack? Why am I all about not carrying a backpack anymore? Well, I was brainwashed by Rachel. Shout out Rachel. Bag propaganda. Look, I don't know what that is, but guys, carrying bags, not backpacks. It's pretty simple. You carry a bag, it raises your testosterone. No man, moon, Mars supplements, no TRT, no whatever. You carry a bag, your testosterone increases, you got more kids, you got more aura. And I have a brief bag. And I made my brief bag because, well, I wanted to replace my backpack, honestly. I thought it was time. I've been wearing the same backpack since college. It's been over 10 years. That backpack is held up well. It still holds up well. I don't know where it is, in my closet somewhere. But I made this brief bag. I put it out there on the X Sphere, and some people wanted it, so I sold a few. So that's what we get. If I should drop some more, I'm actually working on getting these bags out. Here's the real life. I have 5 in production right now, sending out a few this week. And so we're looking good. Anyways, that's the little, maybe that's an ad. I don't know if it's an ad or not because the orders are closed, but you can go on the site to check it out some more if you want. And moving on to our main segment here is Made in the USA hoodies. Now, I tweeted this out because I was looking for a hoodie I'm doing some t-shirts, and some teachers I found a printer that did t-shirts on a US made blank, and so I have that on the Arena website. If you go to arenasupplyco.com, you can see the flag shirt, which, man, I should have mentioned how terrible I did on this flag shirt, because I did the stars, I made the design super quick one day. I just took a graphic from the web, put it on a mock t-shirt, and put it out there, and it was like concept 1. Got a bunch of views, got people saying I want to buy it, so I was like, okay. I came back a couple weeks later, found the blank that I wanted to use, found the printer, threw up I edited the graphic, made it all clean, put it out there, sold about 20 shirts, and then I was counting the stars on the flag, and I was like, there's too many stars on here. I was like, what are 59 stars? What does that even mean when there's 50 states? And so I messed up. I used a graphic that I wasn't paying attention to. And then I sold something that made no sense. So I sent out the replacement shirts to those people. Anyway, we got this out there now. They are available now for just a little bit while. while more. But that goes to show you, or what I was saying about the hoodie. In the hoodie, I wanted to do a hoodie even though it's summer. I don't know. I just like hoodies, and I was just looking around. But I couldn't find any 100% cotton and made in the USA blanks. Now, a lot of people have commented on here a few companies that do made in the USA, but they don't sell blanks. And blanks is, there's nothing on the hoodie. There's no branding, nothing on there, and they sell you them at a wholesale price. So this blanks by 13 I thought was literally the only one at the time. You can buy them wholesale for $32. Not too bad for a quality hoodie made in the States. I'm going to turn this down. And yeah, it blew up pretty good. And some people were commenting, oh, there's this brand, there's this brand, there's this brand. And so my list right now is actually 5, even though on my screen it says 3. So here's the actual list. We got 1 is blanks by 13, $32 wholesale, 100% cotton, made in LA, I believe. And Dim Boys got by far the best hoodie I've ever owned. Awesome. We got LA Apparel. And I know LA Apparel. I've used their shirts before. I love their shirts. But on their listing, it didn't say if it was using cotton fleece or not. So I actually reached out to customer service, and they were like, yes, the heavy line is 100% cotton. So this premium 14-ounce heavyweight fleece is cotton. Usually it means polyester. And a lot of stuff that's made in the USA is filled with some sort of synthetic. 60% cotton, 40% polyester. And you can even look at what the guys at Origin are doing. They'll make a shirt that's, 80% cotton, 20% poly. And so if you're really concerned about the content of your shirt, your hoodie, you gotta look at the details. And if you are LA Apparel, put 100% cotton in your description so people know. Like, I shouldn't have to be reaching out to your customer service. So we got LA Apparel. And then we got Everybody.World, which I've never heard of before. Also made in LA. And the whole supply chain, entire thing is North America. $108, not sure about wholesale, but they do sell wholesale. And then there's 2 more, which is the US Standard Apparel. These guys look good, also LA, and then BTSA, also LA. So a lot of LA, which, if you don't know anything about apparel manufacturing, most of it is done in LA, in the States. That's basically our infrastructure. Now, of course, there's other things. There's stuff in North Carolina, stuff in New York. There's companies spread out, but a lot of the manufacturing is done in LA. And so that's 5. 100% cotton, 100% made in the USA with the US supply chain. And yeah, I think that's really cool. So if you're interested in it, go look at that thread to see where you can source your hoodies for your brand, for your company, for whatever. Now, last but not least, since the astronauts got back, I just wanted to I just wanted to point out, I love the Nutella flying through the air. Free advertising. Nutella. Nutella's great. I need to go get some. But this reminded me of what Kaya is doing at Anatar and the ground that she is covering with manufacturing apparel in the States. And so they're starting to work on soft goods, advanced composites, non-flammable materials, yada yada, for space travel, for space. And you can say like, oh, we don't necessarily need that for a long time. I mean, any advanced tech that you're building, you're working on, all the manufacturing that you're doing to get that stuff up to speed can be used here. And so, all that stuff, yeah, we're shooting for the stars. You're shooting for the stars, but you can also advance your machines. You can advance the way you do textiles. Just doing better things here in the States so that you can go to Mars. Mars moon, man Mars, Elon Musk. And then last but not least, again, we have Lockheed Martin. increasing their capital fund to $1 billion. And I just bring these up because space and defense, they're huge budgets for companies. And while you might think of like defense as strictly just steel, weapons, machinery, you also think of apparel, you think of textiles, because we need both. We need both for space travel. We need both for protecting our troops here. I mean, your guys are wearing boots. You're wearing, cotton. You're wearing polyester. You're wearing a lot of textiles, and you need good textiles that you can trust and that you can use through all kinds of elements. And so stuff like this, it's very important, and there's going to be a bunch of money going into textile manufacturing. And while I'm not directly doing the manufacturing, I will and am doing apparel and doing cut and sew, and hopefully I work with a partner that does that specific manufacturing, the fabrics, or I can do that and build it here in the States as well. So that's about it for this show. Hope you liked the first episode. Y'all let me know what you think and give me a follow. See you later.